Hi everybody, good morning. Good morning everybody, welcome. Oh, it's everybody. Oh, apart from Carol. Everyone, I was just saying, everyone's got their name with the beginning with an A. Anne, Ali, Alison. How cool's that? That's the order of the comments anyway. That's funny. Good morning everybody. Hope you're good. I'm just going to pause the chit chat until we get everybody on. Well, I'm saying everybody, you know. We usually hit a high of about 18 some weeks. So, what a lovely day it was yesterday. I know we always talk about the weather, don't we? We're creatures of habit, but it was a really nice day yesterday. Bit cold, but really sunny. It's the 18, yeah. So, oh, you've got your order. You got some bargains too, Alison, didn't you? Did you get some kits, some of the reduced kits? So yeah, while everybody's sort of coming in, just to remind people that this week is the last week of celebration. So Friday is the day. I mean, that too, January seemed to go on forever, and then February seems to have gone by in a flash. I know February is a shorter month, but only 3 days. But yeah, so yeah, you did get some kits. They're great just to have, and my mum likes the kits just so she can just like make a couple of cards and then put them away, and they don't take up a lot of space and things. So I got her one of the new kits for, well, she asked for one, but I've also got a one for Mother's Day too, because I think they're nice for that instead of flowers and chocolates and things. So what was I going to say? Was I on about the weather? I can't remember now. Anyway, doesn't really matter, does it? Oh no, it's on about celebration. Phew. So yeah, celebration ends on Friday, so it's your last opportunity to earn some free items, or it's your last opportunity to join Stampin' Up. Good morning, Betty. I was just thinking about you. It's your last opportunity to earn some freebies or to join Stampin' Up, get some extras. We do have some new products coming out in March. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I do have, they will be live next Tuesday, as well as 2 new kits, but I don't know what the new kits are yet. But we release 2 new kits a month. But honestly, I was blown away by the kits in February. I did a video on the heirloom arrangements, which actually my videos don't get a lot of views on YouTube. I'm lucky if I get 200 views on them, but the heirloom arrangements video has had over 200 views, which is quite nice. So I made all the cards. I think it was last Tuesday afternoon. I just made them all. I really, really enjoyed it. In fact, I'm going to grab that in a second when I turn the camera around. And hey, Cheryl, ABC, yeah. I'm going to turn the camera around and then I'll go grab that kit to share. I've got lots of things to share with you. One thing I did share in my group, and I don't want to be, because I try to be an honest person, but to try and not overshare. But I've struggled a bit this year with one thing and another, and I've struggled to be creative because of that probably. But yeah, all good. And last week I've made some what I think are lovely cards for my mixed florals class, which is on the 22nd of March. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So I did quite a bit of crafting last week and I do feel better for it, which is good. So let me turn the camera around. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. I'm just going to grab that kit. Now I did, you know me, I like to conform and then I go off piste once I've got in my groove. So this is the kit. Well, it's not the kit anymore because I've made it into cards, But the envelopes, think antique. Well, it's called heirloom, and the stamps are lovely. So this is stamped on. I've stamped that on. You get a little pecan pie ink pad, little stamping spot. I prefer to use the big inks. You get a block and some tape. I use one of my blocks and my own tape because I like to keep these to one side, and then if I get any new customers who come to class, I like to give them things like that, and maybe that, you know, because I don't need it. You get foam pads. I've made all the cards and I've still got quite a chunk of foam pads left. I've still got some die cuts left because there's always extras. And I've actually got all these bits and bobs of the ephemera left, which I could make into a lovely scrapbook page, I think. So watch this space on that. So that was, some of them are extra ones anyway, and some I just decided that I didn't want to use. The stamp set's there. Oops, stuck to my instructions. So the cards are really lovely. Now I will say, because there are 8, it's a little bit different. I think this is the only kit we've done where there's different, every design's different. Normally there's like repetitive designs. So you do get pictures of cards 1 and 2, and then you sort of like are left to your own devices to do cards 3 to 8. Now don't feel worried about that, because it's the dead easy. Well, you can do your own thing, which is what I did. I did a couple of cards as they are, and then I went off-piste, just because I liked some more than others. So I'm just going to show you some of the cards. Well, I'll show you them all. Now this one I have added some of the antique pearls because I did a splodge of ink there. And I thought they'd be nice. So the nice muted tones. This one, I totally changed this one up. They look quite light on my screen today. They're actually a little bit more vivid than it's showing. But yeah, I just changed that one up a bit. And that one, I think. I love this one. And I love For You. So that can be, I love that one. They're really lovely. So if anyone's looking for a gift for someone, then I think it's £22. I had this, I think I even said this on my video that I wasn't sure, and then I checked and it was. So I think I'm telling you right. I think it's great. So the stamps say, thank you, I feel lucky to have you, for you. And this one, I appreciate your kindness. I really like that as an alternative way to say thank you. So they're really nice. And I don't know if you can see, the card bases are sort of printed as well. They've got like the sort of typing, writing, and the worn out sort of look, like the old, you know, like back of a page. Then you've got some with like a grid. You can see. So they're brilliant. If you want to see more detail, then do check out the video that I did that's on my channel and on my YouTube channel, and I do open the kit and go through, and I think I make 2 or 3 cards, and then I've pieced it together, and I come back at the end and share all the cards that I've made. So you don't have to sit and watch me make 8 cards. I think I make 2, and then I come back and share all the 8. I would say it probably took me about an hour and 15 minutes. Just had a nice casual, I mean, I was filming the video and things like that, but really nice to do with a friend or a relative. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough today. Okay, and then because I've been like found the first couple of months of the year a little bit tricky, I've just stuck to doing my coffee and card and my bingo night. because I knew that, and I have done a scrapbook at night, I knew that if I put more classes on, then, you know, committing to things. Morning, Kay. They're so lovely, aren't they? You can use them for birthdays. Yes, it is 22. It's gorgeous. Thank you for clarifying. So I just didn't want to overload, but I am pleased to say that my Saturday classes are back from March, and these are online. I'm probably going to do them a little bit different so they're not as isolating. I'll do some as YouTube videos, and then I'll do one of the cards where we'll get together on Zoom if people want to. Okay. And I've got to work out how that would work if people can't make it live. But anyway, I can send them the Zoom link. So I've decided to use the items that were voted as second place for coffee and card. I now kind of wish that it had been the coffee and card, but at least I'm still doing a class with it. And on that note, I'm just going to slightly distract and divert to say that coffee and card bookings do close today. Starts 2 weeks today. So I've got this afternoon's job is to finish designing this, because that's all I've done, because I got so carried away with everything else last week. But I did film the video as promised. I think that's what I promised to do last week, was film the video. So I'm going to be using the Mixed Florals stamp set. Now, this is a stamp set. However, these are only shown at 75% of their true size on the front of the box. Now, you might think, oh, another floral set. But flowers, we all love flowers. And these are gorgeous. And it is quite a big stamp. So that's, oh, you can't really see it because it's black. There we go. Because that's got stays on it. That's the size of that one. And then I love this because I don't know about you, but I can't even see that. I love a tulip. So look, you can see how much bigger it is. Than the size on there. But I've stamped one so you can see, and I've coloured one in so you can see it in all its glory. Now, there is a video, a reel on my Facebook and my Instagram sharing one of the cards that I've made, but I've got 3 cards made and I've got 3 options for this class. So just, if you've come on to see what I'm making today, just give me 2 or 3 more minutes, and I'm going to share what we're making. We will do 4 cards, but I'll probably, in fact, I'm going to lower this. I'll probably do a little extra. Look, I've got a dirty desk here from the Calypso Coral. So this is the first card. Now, I am using the Everyday Arches. If you see the options and they don't quite work out for you because you may already have some of the products, which I've already had an email from a lovely customer, and we've sorted her out a bespoke class. And I've had another message from someone else. We've not sorted it out yet, but I've gone back with the things that we're going to be using. Then I will go through now what's included. Okay, so included in option A is the stamp set, because you've got to have the stamp set and the papers. Okay, I've only used one of the papers this striped at the minute, but I will be planning on using this one and cutting it down to make some simple cards. So in option A, you've got the stamp set and the papers included. Option B, and the kits, of course, to make the cards, which includes a little bit of embellishments, the card and things, and of course the tuition. Option B includes everything in A, but with the addition of the dies. So we can cut these out with the dies, and you can cut the little ladybirds out too, plus some extra like foliage for backgrounds. So they are, you know, sometimes I get the dies and I don't use them, but heck, I didn't want to be cutting that out. And it lined up really nicely. So that's option B. Now, anything over, anything from option B and C, if you get B or C and you book by the end of this week, then you will be able to choose a celebration item. And then option C, I'm bringing in these everyday arches. Now, these are absolutely fabulous. Just something a little bit different. And I'm going to show you a bit of a wow with them at the moment. I've used them on all my cards. What if you did go for the one that didn't have these included, then I'd probably just cut you the arches out from plain card. I'm not going and cutting people's papers and opening packets of paper for you. But I will cut maybe some plain card that matches, and then you could still have the arches on. So option C includes the arches too, and they are fab. And I'm going to show you a really good trick. Also, something that's actually coming out next month that I haven't really pushed and mentioned because I can't order it for anybody yet, but we have a new embossing folder that's called the mini corrugated folder. This is part of the new online exclusives from next week, and you can see it on this card here. The arches dies do come with a stamp set that I have used, but you don't have to have. It comes with this stamp set. I've used a hello on it, but you don't have to have it. You can use any greetings. You will need a greeting set. So this one, the arch here has been cut out and then put through the embossing folder. Now I will just say these first two cards have been watercoloured. The flowers have been watercoloured on watercolour paper. So you would need ink pads. It says everything on my booking page. Colours used are Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, Old Olive and Daffodil Delight. Trying to limit the colours that I'm using. But yeah, so these have been watercoloured. So you can use, you'd need a StazOn ink pad and I've coloured with the inks, okay, and an aqua brush. My favourite card has actually been, I've used blends. So I'm going to send people some watercolour paper in case you want to watercolour, but I'm also going to send you some card in case you want to use blends. Okay, so I've used the arches, the biggest one, to create an actual card base, and it does stand up. There it is stood up. To create a card base here with the arches. And this is going to be one of the cards we've made, which is my absolute fave. I just love it. And also what I've done, and I will be including some of these. I don't know where, I think I've put them away because I'm being super tidy and organised. I don't know if you can see the embellishments on here, but do you remember I just showed you on the other kit the antique pearls? Well, these are the antique pearls, but they've been coloured in with a Calypso Coral blend. So that's what you can do. So we've made our own embellishments as well. So I love that card. That's using the blends. It's not that tricky to colour in actually, the tulips. So the blends I've used are the same as the inks. Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, Old Olive, Daffodil Delight. I picked Daffodil Delight and Old Olive as the yellow and green because most people have those. Most of my customers, there's a starter green and a starter yellow that I would always suggest. Yeah, I love it better because it's a little bit different. Obviously, you're not going to be able to do a card like that and send it because it would wobble, but I think that's lovely and it stands up like that and people know how. I just think it's a little bit different, although I haven't measured it to see if it fits in an envelope. So maybe, yeah, you might have to use a square envelope. So that's 3 of the cards that we're going to be doing. There are a few more things to add. Hope you like those. And the booking link I will pop along the bottom. There we go. I'm sorry, I've just remembered to say, oh, thank you, Anne. That's gorgeous of you to say. The next door neighbour seemed to be having a little bit of work done, and there's someone banging and drilling. I think it sounds like it's in the bedroom next to me. I have no idea. But if you can hear it, I apologise, and that's what that is. Yeah, you could trim a tiny piece off, Betty. I'll have a practice on another one. Right, so on to today's card. So I showed you these last week. I've got 3 to show you. We're going to do the white on white card. But these are the designs that, let's put that one in the middle. And I copied this from a lady called Angela Maritz Reed, I think her name is. I probably said that wrong. Yeah, it uses a lot of elements from the dies, which we've not used yet much. So I think today, though, I'm going to have to break into that other pack of papers. No, I'll definitely need it next week. So I might have to break into it. In fact, I've not even got it off my shelf. Let's have a see. So we're going to do that today. It's quite a textured card. There's lots of different textures going on. We're using the tassels from the dies. Linen thread, you know, it's my favourite. We're using some of the gems that I sent you, the party dots they're actually called. We're using this die at the back that's like a pennant. We're using, well, you can use whichever. You can use Make-A-Wish, Hooray, Happy Cake Day. You can use whatever you want to use. We're only using one ink pad today, which is pretty in pink. Let me grab my papers, which I've got out. Let's see what I've got left in here. There's not much, but I do know I've got that cake. And I've got that cake. So I could actually use that today. And I have that left, so I might use those two. I might use those two. I did a little reel last week. I don't know if you saw it. I think I actually did it after this coffee and card. I think I put it on last Tuesday. Little video. I uploaded it to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And so far, I've made 18 cards from this one pack of papers. And I've got quite a lot left. So we need, this one's good for the scraps. All right. So I'm going to use, that will do. Now I don't know if I've got enough of the check left. I just don't think it's wide enough. Nope. Just going to go through these scraps. Because I love the checked one. It's my favourite. I like spotty designs, but then after spots comes checks. That's not going to fit on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use something else. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. We're going to use something else, Julie. Just bear with me while I get all my ducks in a row, as it were. Right. Okay, I'm going off piste, I'm going rogue. Right, I've not decided yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut the pennant from this soft seafoam background, and then I'm going to use, because I love my check, I'm actually going to use this as, and put that there over that mark on my desk. I'm going to use this as one of the strips, and then I'm going to use that. Okay, And then I'm going to pop, you see that will actually stand out a bit better. And I'm going to use that big flower. Okay. So we're going to be doing a lot of die cutting today. Now I've not even gone through your pack. So you should have in your kit some white to go on the white card base. You should have a little bit of scrap that's to cut those tassels out, and you should have some linen thread. Now you do need to do some stamping on some white scrap, and you should have some white in this big bag. There should be a full sheet of basic white in there, but I'm not going to break into it. I'm going to just grab a scrap. Okay. Right, let's grab my machine. And the dies. And I'm going to cut out the pennant. And then I'm going to do the tassels as well. So we're cutting the pennant out of this one. It does look a bit like a jeans pocket as well. Just fits nice on there. And then we can do two things at once, you see, as long as you can fit them on, then we'll just have to roll through the once. Just have a little bit of stitching round there. Oh, look, my nails are matching. Just have a little bit of stitching, and we all love a little bit of stitchy decor, don't we? So let's move those guys over there. Okay. Right, so that's that cut out. So this is how we're going to build it up. That's going to go on there. Don't know if this is going to be too big, but we'll see when it's on the card. Okay, and then we've got our tassel. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of stamping, and I think I'm going to use Make a Wish, and I'm going to cut that out. So grab your scissors, and we're just going to cut around the greeting. Craig's out on his bike this morning, but I'm expecting him back soon. So the dog will probably be on alert. So I'm just cutting around the letters, but I leave a little bit of white space around. There we go. And then we just need to cut some scraps. Now, don't overthink this. There can be about
between 3/4 or an inch, and then almost to the full width of the card base. So I'm going to cut mine about 9.5. I'll cut them 9.5 and I'll see what that looks like. I think it'll be too long. Yeah, let's go for 9. Yeah, I've done them at 9. And then we'll do one a little bit deeper. I'll leave it like that, I think. It's pretty good. Oops. And then it's just a case of assembling everything. Okay. So I'm going to pop that there like that. And this is going to sit sort of over it, overlaps a bit. And then the pennant sits on top of that. Okay. So it's about 1.5 inches up from the bottom, I would say, that first piece. I'm just going to glue them on now. If you don't feel confident, then lay everything out first. Sorry about the banging next door. I don't know what they're having done. And I might have moved my session to later on if I'd have known about it. Normally she messages and says, oh, sorry, there might be a bit of banging. Not today. Okay, so we're going for that. And then it's just a case of adding all the other elements on. So I'm going to glue the cake. And it does stand out a lot more on the green rather than on the pink check. And then I'm going to pop this on with some mini dimensionals. I thought of you, Cheryl, when I got my nails done. I thought Cheryl will not like my nails, my green nails. I just fancied something to make me feel spring-like when I went to have them done. I don't really often have things like that done, but I felt like treating myself, to cheer myself up a bit. And it was quite a cheap. But one of my nails really badly is broken off, and it's really hurt. It broke off on Saturday. Craig and I went bowling on Saturday evening, and yeah, I broke a nail. How tragic. So what I'm going to do with these tassels is I'm just going to slip the top bit, but it's just hiding under that die cut there. Yeah, so it's really caught it right in the bed of the nail. Did I go then? Oh, I keep going. I'm back. Oh man, I don't know if that's the internet. Are we still there? If someone could leave me a comment, please. I don't know if I got a phone call or what there. I'm sure I'll get a comment in a moment. Are still there, anybody? Oh, I'm back. Thanks, Betty. Thank you. That normally happens if someone phones me, but there was no phone call. Okay, so I'm now going to glue this onto the front of the card. I didn't realise I'd matched one of my projects with the nails so much today. It's a bit pear pizzazz if you remember that colour. So I'm going to glue that, I've glued that down, and now it's just time to add a little bit of decoration. Now you will need a glue dot if you're working with the linen thread. So I'm going to tie this in a knot. So what I do is I'm going to do 2 loops. Oh, do you know what? I'm not. I'm just going to, it's easier. And put one over, cross one over the other, and then push it through. The linen thread though is really forgiving, I think. It does its own thing because it's been wound up on a spool, but I quite like that the it's wavy. It's got beach waves. I think waves back, I can hear something. So I'm just going to pop that on there, like that. I might trim that down actually. There we go. And I just need to add some gems, and I might add blue ones this time, pool party ones. Just to be different. I think, what do we think? Do we think that flower's too big there? Do we think it? I just think it's a bit plain. I think it might just finish it off there. Let me know your thoughts. It needs to go that way. With flowers. Unspoken. Yeah, I think it's a bit, just needs to balance. I probably wouldn't have chosen the big one. I think the smaller ones look better, but it's just what I had left. Okie doke, and there's week 5. All done. All done. So I've now got 4 of these designs. Right, so I've just heard the dog go, so he's back. There we go. There's week 5. Okay, and I'll give you a quick view of week 6, and then I'm going to go say hello, make a cup of tea. So next week we're going to do a little fold out one. This is what you need that big bag for, and we're going to use these little tags, and we're going to make a little pocket that you could put a little gift card in glued to that tag. So we're going to do oh, thank you for your lovely comments. So that's next week's. I'm going to show you how to make that. It's a little bit full on. Yes, have a good week, everybody, and I will be back online next Tuesday morning, and I'll have lots of things to share with you because there's lots of new things happening. So I will see you all then. You take care and have a great week. See you soon. Bye.